We're covering the Luna 8 Phase 2 banners. 5 stars, we have Columbina and Raiden Shogun. And 4 stars, we have Ororon, Sethos, and Jahoda. We'll break down their builds, team comps, and whether these banners are actually worth to pull or not. Columbina is an off-field support who applies Hydro, while boosting your entire team's lunar damage. Raiden is an on-field DPS who restores energy for the whole team during her burst, keeping your team rotations perfectly seamless. For meta head, Raiden Shogun isn't top pick. Lot of newer characters simply can deal higher damage. She's mostly for waifu over meta players or anyone looking to complete their Archon collection. Ororon is a off-field electro unit. Coming from Natlan, he can trigger a 40% damage bonus through the Cinder City artifact set alongside extra attack percent buffs from his constellations. Sethos is a on-field DPS whose damage scales with elemental mastery. Interestingly, his normal attacks hit are counted as charged attack damage. Lastly, Jahoda is anemo character designed to apply Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo off-field. She offers team healing, and as anemo unit, she can run Viridescent to shred enemy resistance. Let's break them down one by one. We previously covered Columbina and Raiden's kits in our earlier banner analysis video, linked in the description below, so let's keep this summary quick. For Columbina, prioritize her burst first, as it grants 40% lunar damage buff for your team. Next, level up her skill to boost her lunar splashes personal damage. You can skip her normal attack unless you plan to run her as on-field DPS. Since she's heavily reliant on her burst, her best in slot artifact set is 4-piece Silken Moon Serenade. The 2-piece gives 20% energy recharge, making it much easier to hit ideal stats. For main stats, go with ER or HP Sands, HP Goblet, and Crit Circlet. ER Sands is generally preferred for smoother burst cast. For substats, focus on Crit, HP, and ER. EM is just a nice bonus if you get it. As a solo Hydro unit, she needs around 280% ER. However, that requirement drops down to about 200% if you use her signature weapon, Favonius Codex, or Prototype Amber. Her signature definitely her best option due to high crit damage and flat energy restoration. Favonius takes second place because of its extra particles, which is extremely valuable in Stygian mode where you start at 0 energy. Prototype Amber is decent, but its effects only trigger after you cast her burst. Like other lunar characters, her signature weapon isn't mandatory. She has plenty of substitutes, making her constellations a better investment. Her passive suggests aiming for 35,000 HP for an extra 7% base lunar damage bonus. Don't stress if you can only hit 30,000 HP. That still gives a 6% bonus, and that 1% difference is practically unnoticeable. You can run 4-piece Obeyed under 2 conditions only. First, if your ER is already around 200%, and second, if another team member is already running 4-piece Silken Moon. Obeyed focuses on personal damage, which only becomes noticeable if Columbina is at C2, C6, or at least equipped with her signature weapon. For her constellations, her C1 adds extra utility depending on the lunar reaction, which is nice for quality of life but not crucial. Her C2 is fantastic. It speeds up her moon gauge charging, gives 40% HP bonus, and provides team stat buffs. C4 resolves her energy issues, dropping her ER requirement to around 120%. C6 grants a massive 80% crit damage buff to all lunar damage dealt by the team. So should I pull? Skip Columbina if you don't own any 5-star Nodcry characters. Pull for her if you already have Neferlauma, Flynn Zenefa, or Zibai Linnea, as she completes their premium team comps. But if you only have Inefa, Columbina Inefa Wheelchair is strong enough to beat Spiral Abyss. Moving to Raiden Shogun, max her burst first to scale her damage and team energy restoration, then upgrade her skill to buff the team's burst damage. For her build, run 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate paired with her signature weapon. Alternatively, any crit weapon works, or the 4-star The Catch from Fishing. To keep Raiden competitive, her C2 is mandatory. It ignores 60% opponent's defense, boosting her damage by 50%. Without C2, her output falls behind other Electro DPS, even when paired with her best team Durin, Nicole, and Sethos. You can also run Green Raiden, also known as Raiden Hyperbloom, with full EM build.
Patty patties!
That thing's green! Green!
However, this setup really wants Llama to perform optimally. Strictly speaking, Raiden isn't necessarily better than Kuki Shinobu in Hyper Bloom team, since Kuki provides built-in healing as sustain option. Next up, Ororon. His passive allows him to deal off-field electro damage conditionally, triggered either by electro-charged, lunar-charged, or when a Natlan character attacks. This lets him contribute damage without needing any field time. His skill throws an electro orb bouncing between targets, but its damage is low, so don't worry about leveling it up. His burst summons a swirling lightning orb that deals continuous damage and taunts nearby enemies. Holding or double tapping jump lets him hover like Citlali, which is useful for reach-high terrain. His best artifact set is 4-piece Cinder City. If a teammate already has it equipped, change Ororon's artifact with 4-piece Noblesse. Make sure his ER is high enough to burst consistently. At C6, he grants 27% attack buff to your active character. For weapons, stick to support bows like Favonius or Elegy for the end, which gives 100 EM and 20% attack. Ororon is primarily a Cinder City trigger, Electro Applier, Team Buffer, and Battery. He shines mostly in Overload teams alongside Mavuika, Eon-san, and Sethos, or in Electro-charged and Lunar-charged team comp. As for Sethos, his gameplay is straightforward. Use your skill, cast your burst, and spam normal attacks. When your skill is ready, cast it again and swap out. The magic here is that his normal attacks during his burst are classified as charged attack damage. This makes the 3-star slingshot at Refinement 5 his absolute best weapon, even outperforming 5-star options. Focus on leveling his normal attack and burst. For artifacts, run 4-piece Gilded Dreams or Wanderer's Troop. Go for EM Sands, Electro, or EM Goblet, and Crit Circlet. Use Electro for Aggravate, and EM for Hyper Bloom, Electro Charged, or Lunar Charged. All of his constellations simply boost his personal damage. Skip Sethos if you already own 5-star Electro DPS. Build him if you lack an on-field electro damage dealer, or if you enjoy 4-star only Abyss challenges. His best team consists of Inefa, Columbina, and Sucrose. Just keep in mind that as a 4-star on-field DPS, he gets power crept easily compared to flexible off-field units like Ororon. Now let's talk about Jahoda. She requires at least 2 Nodcry units on the team to function properly, otherwise she isn't that useful. When you press her skill, she absorbs elemental aura from enemies based on a strict priority list: Pyro, Hydro, Electro, then Cryo. For instance, if both Hydro and Electro are present, she will priorities to absorb Hydro and deal continuous Hydro damage. Her burst heals the entire team, scaling with attack and adding extra elemental application. Run 4-piece Viridescent on her. For stats, get ER Sands, Attack Goblet, and Healing bonus, or Crit Rate Circlet if you're using Favonius Bow. Aim for over 200% ER. For weapon, stick with support options like Favonius Bow or Elegy for the end. The main reason to run Jahoda is her C6, which grants 40% crit damage and 5% crit rate buff, specifically only to Nodcry characters. Below C6, her role feels a bit awkward. In Lunar teams, Sucrose is often preferred over Jahoda because she grants team-wide EM with a single skill cast without stealing field time. Jahoda, on the other hand, has to sprint up to enemies, and if she gets knocked back mid-sprint, her skill cancels and no energy particles. build Jahoda if you lack of Nod Cry characters, but desperately need to activate the Ascendant Gleam buff. You can pair her with Aino, who is completely free. C6 Jahoda play against Lunar Charge with Flynn's, Inefa, and Columbina. Avoid using her in Lunar Bloom teams, as persistent Dendro auras make it difficult for her skill to absorb elements properly. For Lunar Crystallize, supports like Iluga or Goru are far better picks. Both signature weapons on this banner are just good, neither is strictly necessary. Both Columbina and Raiden have free-to-play or 4-star weapon alternatives. If you're running Nefer and Columbina together but only have one Nocturne Curtain Call, give it to Nefer. Columbina still fine with Favonius or Prototype Amber. Engulfing Lightning is still an incredible weapon for Xiangling or Alyosha, as both need high energy recharge and attack. The 4-star weapons are great, featuring the ER-focused weapon like Favonius and Sacrificial series. The blue 4-star Catalyst is also decent for HP scaling, getting stronger with more Hydro units on the team, making it usable for Baiju, Nouvelette, or Columbina. And the only trash weapon here is the Bell. I hope this guide helps you decide where to spend your Primo Gems. Thanks for watching, and happy grinding, travelers!